I hope you guys can see the screen. Okay. So ఎవరున్నారు ఇంకా చివరికి హేమచంద్ ఒక్కడు మిగిలిండా సరే continue the session. Let me continue the session. So here is my database and how do I connect this server database into my application. Okay, so here I have already installed an application called job portal. Same application I want to make use for it for different purpose. Okay, don't worry about what is router. Arey kyun kuch nahi, I will start a new application. Whenever I try to adjust to something, it will disturb me. Users app. So here cmd npm install express cars, because I may need it, cars, and then I need mongoose. Actually I need a new database called mongoose and mongodb also. First I will show you how to connect with the mongodb, but I need all these things. రోహిత్ కి బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ క్లాసెస్ లేవా మరి ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు వాడు So my application is ready. So here it is already running on something else. I'll remove it. So here I'll open this application in Visual Studio Code, and then I'll create a simple server.js. Very good.
So what is mongoose?
I'll tell you. It's ODM. So server.js, what I should do, I just need to have a connection to the server. Am I right? So how do we perform the connection to the server? By using mongo client, right? So I don't remember, guys, believe me. So advanced topics, where is that guide? Database integration. So mongodb mongo client के साथ in version 3, this is how I connect it. Copy and paste. So instead of local host, I had to give the address of the cloud. How do I get the address of the cloud? Here it is the address. Hello. Huh? So this is the address I had to copy. Copy and paste. In the place of db user, I had to give the name of the user.
User is the name of the database.
No. So every database will have users.
Okay.
Here I have a user called Aniket, but I want to create a new user called test and test1. Test 1 2 3 test 1 2 3. So the name of the user is test and the test, and don't use any special characters here. At the rate वो सब मत देना. User के नाम, user is user, test and test 1 2 3 at the rates. For that you need to have URL encoding kind of things. Okay. So the name of the database what you want to connect, that is Aniket. Sir, here already we have given, but still you have to give. In that Aniket, which collection you want to? Users.
Yeah.
So users. Okay, we'll connect. but I don't have any data into the users, right? So what do I do? I'll insert the data. No, in push dot
It's a
insert of an object like you
username.
name Praveen, password 1 2, okay, string में ही दे दो 1 2 3 and age 36, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So save. Now I had to run the code. How to run the code? Node mon server.js.
Yes.
Ha. Age I have given it as without the double quotes, but it's okay. Let us see. Let's experiment. आ गया ना?
Yes, sir.
So users, so this is how we connect the database to the server. So link is same, connect, every other detailing is same, but the only thing is you have to use this kind of URL.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in that URL you have to pass the username and password. User detail भी देना पड़ेगा. Okay, in your real time, generally you don't write the backend code. Backend people write the code like functionality क्या है वो सब. But you should know how to, I mean you should put this information in your resume. Cloud database, cloud MongoDB को भी हम connect कर सकते. Sorry, ఎక్కువ
Yes, sir.
హిందీ అయిపోతుందా? పర్లేదా? हितेश का ही प्रॉब्लम था वो. हितेश को देखते देखते हिंदी आ जाता है मुझे. So even come on, in the cloud database the same thing can be done, sir. So far I have not done any new thing. I just explained you what is RESTful API and I have done it. Okay, now the next part is, once we understood how the connectivity is, now we have to understand the routing. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so in the routing, of course, once again, generally we, to send the request and see the response, what do we use? We generally use to send a request, of course post, but where, from where you send that post request? From a
From
website or from a web page. Hello, yeah, but here I have a new system called Postman. So Postman is such an application where you can send a request and receive the response. Hello, just like http.get http.post, here you can send the request and response. Now my server is already okay. Now I'm not running any server indeed. I wrote a MongoDB
Yes, sir.
connectivity, but I had to start the server.
Yes.
For that, where express is
Dot
equal to
require
require
express.
express, where app is equal to express, app dot listen of
Port number.
3000 comma a callback function. Start using arrow functions here, we are not new. Console dot log of, see auto corrected, console dot log of server running
Running on port.
on 3000, right? So when app dot get,
Get. Okay.
this is one route. In fact, this is one endpoint of API. I'm creating API functions, different API functions. When I get the request to slash, I had to, oh, sorry, when I send a request to slash, this app dot get will be executed and the
Function dot
function call
request.
request and response object res dot
Send.
send. Hello. So save, my server gets restarted, and now I have to send a request to my local host 3000 and to slash. So what is the response I got? I got an error that you cannot post. So I am sending a request by using post method. Don't send the request by using post method. Send it by get method. What is the response I got? This is what the response I am sending. Hmm. That is why I got that response. So postman can be used to send a request and get the response. Send a request and get the response.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm creating APIs. I mean not APIs. I'm creating an API which is having more endpoints. This is one endpoint. That means when you send a request, not even from the browser, you can send the request. Localhost colon 3000.
Yes, so we can see
So my application is now RESTful. You can send a normal HTTP request and you get the response. I don't know. Are you sure, Afreen?
so with this port number we can see in our system.
Yeah.
Okay, it is serving all over the
Hmm.
that we can look on the other system also because it is
Yes.
serving worldwide.
If you have a public IP address.
Okay.
Okay. You understood the fundamental.
Yes.
अब बताओ. Hmm. You want me to open the postman or app application? Postman. Yeah. So instead of this dot http dot get of localhost colon 3000, I'm using this. Otherwise, I need to write the whole logic in an Angular application. Anything. For testing, it is very good. I'm testing my API, na?
Yes, sir.
My API is working or not.
Yes, sir.
हाँ मैं फिर से पूछूंगा पक्का आर यू श्योर समझ में आ रहा है व्हाट आई एम क्रिएटिंग हियर endpoints. This is one endpoint. So when I get a request for slash get of http colon double slash localhost colon 3000 slash, what I should respond? Hello. I'm giving the response as hello. Now I have to give this one. So how do I write? App dot get of slash users, then function request comma response res dot send what users na,
Yes.
but users are not there here. Users are there in the database. So print, I mean connect to the database. Hello, connect to the database and get the data
Fine.
and then to array, and then inside this function we have a callback or not? Yeah, callback function. You send the data. If you get an error, ये स्टेप समझ में आया क्या? You have to tell me, ma'am. Have you understood this step or not? Good. Okay. So now I'll restart the server. Server got restarted, and in the postman, I will send a get request for slash users. It sent a request, and I got the response. In the response, I have the total number of users. Then next, the same way I had to write one more endpoint for inserting the data. App dot post. So for slash users, when you're sending post request from your user interface or postman, then this particular endpoint will be called. Same code.
Yes, sir. But changes is there.
Yeah, little change. Copy, paste. But how do you get the data? From the request, you need body parser.
Yes.
इतना आदत हो गया कि
Main objective of body pass is to convert the form data to the database form, which database can understand.
एक मिनट पहले बॉडी पार्सर को कॉन्फ़िगर कर दे. अब बताओ.
The main use of body parser is to the data which is sent from the user side will be converted into the database.
Sent from the user side, the data will be included in the HTTP request object. So उसमें from that you have to pull the data and put it in the database. Before putting into the database, you have to pick it, right?
Yeah.
You have to find out, so that all data will be now available in request.body. Even apply this parse application / JSON parse form URL encoded. Yes. So this is sufficient. That is sufficient, guys. That is sufficient. Okay. Now, what I do? So this body parser will pick the data from the request and it will make it available into the request.body, right? So now I have to insert the data. So to insert the data, what I should do? Insert of request.body. So now they are looking for insert. Okay, insert. Then if it is inserted successfully, we have a then method. In that then method, I can call a callback function, and as a response, I can send something like data inserted successfully. Save. So now may I use the body parser?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, postman. For the user, now I had to insert the data. So the key is Name. Name is Preetham. And the second key is password. Password is ABC. And the third key is age,
age.
20. And send. If the data gets inserted successfully, then we get data inserted
Data inserted
successfully.
successfully.
But for the reconfirmation, we will send the request so that I got the
Data.
data. Phone number. No, I have sent a different data, kada.
Yes, sir.
Is someone also trying to insert the data?
At the same time, I don't. Maybe.
It is always inserting
Yeah.
this data only. Why? So first of all, this request goes to,
The data base.
I am sending it as params. In the body, I have this data. Sorry, I'm sending them as a params. I should not send them as a params. Params should remove all these things.
What is params? Is what is params, sir?
Params URL के साथ जो जाएगा वो
Okay,
params
okay,
है.
okay.
Body में in the
Body.
body I had to give something different. That's why. Okay. So good to have an error. Name Preetham or password ABC and
Age.
age 20. Send. Now it will be inserted successfully. Now you refresh the page,
Yes, sir.
but name
Name
did
is
not
not.
come. Okay. So because I have
Not
not
checked.
checked it. Hmm? So, yeah, these all will give you some errors, but it's okay. Let's have it. This is the right data. So now I have few users. I'm deleting other users. So two users are there here.
Yes, sir.
Next. So this is the way how do we send a request and get the response,
Response.
right? But I don't want to put all these data into one route, only one file. I can separate these routes in separate
Different
files,
separate files.
and I call them as route files by using app.router. You, if you want to separate different routes, you have to use different way. Okay, that is what we have to understand. Express.router. Use express.router class to create modular mountable router handles. A router instance is a complete middleware and routing system. For this reason, offer referred mini app. So if you want to separate the routes, you have to put all those routes in a separate file and make use of it. Okay, so how to do that? So let us see this. I'll create another file called simple file users.js. So user routes dot js. So this is like a router module file. In Angular we have a separate file for router, right? So here I want to apply the routes. So where express, you need express of course, is equal to require express, and then where router is equal to express dot router. Think of, yeah, router of, yeah. So by using this router I can create different endpoints. Exactly. So how do I create router dot get, then I have to execute a function request comma response. So you can see something like whatever just now we have created in the server file. So whenever I am getting the request for the slash get, I will redirect it to here. You will slowly understand this. Whenever I get the post request, sorry, router dot post, then do this. Okay, so now all these endpoints should be exported. Okay, so these all routes will be, sorry, this one I'll remove this. These all routes will be first extracted where hmm? చెప్పు ఎక్కడ ఎవరు అడిగారా? నువ్వేనా?
For exporting the routes, we are declaring
where we need user routes is equal to require dot slash user routes. So here I have defined the routes and here I am importing those routes, and then I am configuring it. App dot use, see careful, whenever I have a slash user kind of requests, then I had to redirect to user routes. Have you understood this?
yes.
Same, we have done the same thing in the lazy loading also. Whenever now in the server file, I have not written app.get slash users, app.post slash users, all these things. Whenever there is any request for slash users, don't look into this file, look into user routes, because there I have defined. Okay, so control K S, and now again I'll send a get request for slash users. So I got some error. That's good. What is the error? Unexpected token export. Spelling गलती है, exports. Okay, because this is not using the ES6 fashion, you have to write down something like module.exports is equal to router. So here I have to write modules dot exports module dot exports is equal to router. So this is how I export all these routes into server. Sir, again everything is included in the server file only, but it is a separation of the concern, right? So now is it restarted? Yeah, now it is restarted. Again send a request, send. You got the response, requesting and getting the response. Okay, bye.
Yes, sir.
Separation of the routes, different routes.
We can relate this with like Paytm have multiple routes.
Exactly.
Like credit card.
Exactly. So Paytm, exactly. Very good answer. Very good answer. For Paytm app, server side app will have a separate file for
Route,
LIC routes, a separate file for credit card, separate file for separate route for all. Very good, beta. Very good. So this is called as, this is the nature of what is a microservice architecture. This is all called microservices architecture. Very very advanced topic. I say, especially for freshers, इतना जरूरी नहीं है. Still, I am giving you the information. Got me?
सर ये इतना जानने से ना मेरे को बहुत कुछ पता चला, मतलब मैं चाहता था ऐसा कुछ पता करना, लेकिन अब खुद क्यूरियोसिटी बढ़ रहा है कि मेरे को ऐसा कुछ करने का मन कर रहा है.
Of course करना है, वही तो. Very good. लेकिन of course somewhere you should, अभी last few months से मैं देख रहा था, so people are also asking node में भी चाहिए, node का भी expert knowledge चाहिए, ऐसे कुछ है तो बता दो ऐसे. तो ठीक है भाई, हमारे freshers को node भी दिखा देते पूरा. Generally node will be covered off in 1 week. तो मुझे लगा नहीं नहीं, इनको थोड़ा सा डिटेल में दे देंगे. क्या बोलते हो? Understood the concept? Clear? भूख लग रहा है? Are you hungry? Little bit. Okay. So please do practice the same thing today, and tomorrow we are going to eliminate this code. Every time I need not to connect. Only one file. Okay.
That means only you will use one file for all the connection.
Yes. जो भी connectivity है वो separated to different models. Well, don't worry about it. Leave it. Understood so far? So we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. So be prepared for 1.5 hours from tomorrow. 12 to 1:30, 1:45 ऐसे time तक. चलो.